President Donald Trump used an act from 1798 to deport immigrants. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Monday, March 17th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. On Friday, President Trump secretly signed a proclamation invoking the Alien Enemies Act. Officials said he then used it to deport 137 Venezuelans who were allegedly members of a gang, stripping them of their right to an immigration court hearing. But on Saturday, a judge temporarily blocked Trump from using the act to speed up deportations, and the judge instructed officials to turn around any deportation flights that had already taken off. But those planes landed in El Salvador anyway. Trump officials shared footage of the arrivals early yesterday. The timing of the flights raises questions about whether Trump defied the judge's order, and his use of the Alien Enemies Act has alarmed immigration experts and legal scholars. It was last used during World War II, when it paved the way for the internment of more than 110,000 Japanese Americans. President Trump moved to eliminate several more federal agencies this weekend. That's number 2. Since Trump returned to office in January, he has been trying to slash the size and scope of the federal government. That drastic effort continued on Friday night when the president signed another executive order. It called for the elimination of agencies focused on minority business enterprises, museum and library services, and homelessness prevention. And it also targeted the agency that oversees the federally run media outlet Voice of America. About 1,000 employees were placed on indefinite leave following Trump's order, and those who showed up to work to broadcast their programs were locked out of the building. That isn't exactly what the outlet's new leader, Kari Lake, had hoped would happen. The one-time candidate for Arizona governor and U.S. Senate had big plans to transform Voice of America into what she called a weapon to fight an information war. But Trump's move to eliminate Voice of America reveals the uncertainty facing not just the federal employees whose jobs are under threat, but also the people Trump himself installed to lead federal agencies. Number 3. A huge storm system killed 39 people in central and southern states. This weekend, violent weather spawned at least 81 tornadoes across 8 states. It also sparked wildfires and dust storms. Hundreds of homes were destroyed, and on the roads, poor visibility led to deadly vehicle pileups. The storm was fueled by unseasonably warm and humid air from the Gulf of Mexico moving northward. The strongest tornadoes had winds of at least 136 miles per hour. Tad Peters and his father, Rich, were traveling by car through Missouri when they got caught in a tornado at a gas station. Here's how it sounded.
Whoa. Is this coming? Oh, it's here. It's here. Look at all that debris. Oh my God. We are in a tornado.
The level of destruction from this weekend's storms is still becoming clear. You can check out our website for the latest updates. Number 4. President Trump launched large-scale attacks on Yemen's Houthi militants. This weekend, U.S. warships and jets launched strikes across Yemen against the Houthis. That group has targeted U.S. vessels and international shipping since 2023 in protest of Israel's war on Gaza. The operation marks the beginning of a renewed campaign to degrade Houthi military capabilities. That's according to a U.S. official. The Houthis said that at least 31 people were killed. The escalation comes amid increasing tensions between the U.S. and Iran, which is believed to provide the Houthis with weapons and funding. Last week, Trump shared a letter with Iran's supreme leader. It gave him a choice between negotiating a deal to end Iran's nuclear program or facing U.S. military action to destroy it. Number 5. A fire at a nightclub killed 59 people in North Macedonia. Officials said the fire broke out during a performance by a local group at around 2:30 a.m. yesterday. It appeared to have been ignited by pyrotechnics used as part of the performance. That apparently caused the roof to catch fire while people were still inside. Video on social media appeared to show sparklers on stage causing the low ceiling to ignite while the musicians performed. At least 152 people were receiving medical treatment at hospitals as of yesterday morning. That includes 18 people in critical condition. Officials in the Balkan country issued arrest warrants for 4 people in connection with the blaze. The men's and women's March Madness brackets are set. That's number 6. The teams playing in the NCAA basketball tournaments were unveiled yesterday evening. The number 1 seeds on the men's side are Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Florida. Florida is among a record 14 teams from the SEC to qualify, and it's one of the Post's 11 best bets to win the whole thing. On the women's side, UCLA, Texas, USC, and South Carolina are the top seeds. South Carolina are the defending champs, but they're not a sure thing to win it all this time. You can see the full brackets in our newsletter today. As always, that's in our show notes. And at number 7. After decades of quiet, a volcano in Alaska could be ready to blow. Mount Spur is one of Alaska's most potentially hazardous volcanoes. It looms 11,000 feet tall, just 80 miles west of Anchorage. And it's been spewing a lot of gas lately. Scientists have also recorded an uptick in shallow earthquakes. Those are both signs that an eruption may be imminent. It could happen in the next few weeks or months. The most severe impacts of an outburst, including avalanches of hot rock and gas, would mostly occur in uninhabited wilderness. But depending on the timing and wind direction, the eruption could also darken skies for hundreds of miles and spread a blanket of ash across Anchorage's nearly 300,000 residents. So if you're listening to us from Alaska, keep a close eye on that volcano. All right, you're all caught up. As we start another week, it's a great time to become a subscriber to The Washington Post. This is the best way you can support the work of Post journalists, including us here on the podcast. And right now, you can get an all-access digital subscription for just $4 every 4 weeks for the first year. Subscribe to the Post by going to washingtonpost.com/subscribe. I'm Hannah Jewell. Don't go too crazy this St. Patrick's Day. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.